guys, and welcome to my review of Boku no Hero Academia, chapter 147, Toga Wise? Play on Toga and Twice, I presume. Nice chapter. We're back with Deku's group. I was super excited when Deku and Aizawa got separated from the rest, but that was like for a short time. Kinda. Because they met up with fake wall guy. What was his name? I already forgot. We got his name as well in this chapter. But they got attacked by Toga, and that was super cool. Because I thought we had to wait a little bit with the reveal that we got last time that they were here. I was like, oh yeah, now we're getting teased. We'll probably see them in like 5 chapters or something. No, next chapter. And that was really cool. I'm trying to move to the page to see what his name is, but my computer won't allow it, so we'll just, never mind. Guy who had the lockdown thing. That was really cool. I like that his quirk could do that because that helped them a lot in the walls are closing in kind of thing. Because I was wondering what the heck his quirk was. Also because he seems a little bit, not on the offensive with the other guys, but just kind of like, he's not really on good terms with any of them. He's like, don't buzz me around, Nighteye, just because blah blah blah. And he seems to be very much doing his own thing. But still, he's still like a good guy, of course. Got taken out quite quickly by Toga, but that's cool. That's cool, we all love Toga. But, okay, one thing I really liked was the ending with Shigaraki and Chisaki, where they play shogi. And you just have, I like because it shows how different they are, and because Shigaraki has always been portrayed as this very immature guy, and he's like still in training to be the leader of this organization and all of that stuff. And you have him versus Chisaki, who seems a lot more mature in the way that he works his operation and his organization and all that stuff. So you have them with this shogi board in front of them, and you have Chisaki being like, yeah, I love shogi, and Shigaraki's just like, I have no idea how to even play this game, there's no point in this. And then Chisaki's like, yeah, well, I like it because you can use the pieces you take from your opponents and stuff like that, which is really cool because that shows how like their minds work. So Shigaraki's like, I'm just gonna do it my own way, and I'm not really here to like learn how to do it like everyone else. I'm just gonna get my will. While Chisaki's kind of like the smarter guy, so he takes what he wants with strategy and stuff like that. So I like that because they're still evil guys in both their respective ways. They just go about it so differently. And I also like how Chisaki was like, okay, I literally told you my plan, so how about you tell me yours? Because when it comes down to it, we don't exactly know what Shigaraki's endgame is. Like, he told us, this was just in the anime when Stain asked him, he was like, yeah, well, for now I just want to kill All Might, right? And there's obviously some bad history and stuff like that, and he has some selfish goals, but there is a bigger picture here that we're not really aware of, where it comes from really, how much of it is Shigaraki's will and how much of it is from All For One, and stuff like that. So I'm super interested in actually getting to learn more about Shigaraki and like his motives, and to see how much of it is like the childish selfishness and how much is influenced by other people and like a bigger picture kind of plan. Because we don't really know too much. We know a little bit, but we don't know everything yet, and that makes a lot of sense, of course, because we see most of the story through Deku's eyes, and when we then once or twice go through someone else, that's when it gets super interesting. We see like more of the world and what's going on there, because Deku is really like, while he has his quirk and he's supposed to be the next symbol of peace, he still has limited knowledge about everything that's going on, despite him being in the center of pretty much everything. So yeah, that was really cool to have the interaction, because it's not like they're like Shigaraki and Chisaki. There's not like they're on super good terms, but they're working together, and that's cool, because it does mean that Shigaraki is maturing, and I don't think we'll ever see him fully mature. I think that's part of his villainess, that he'll never fully do that. And we'll see as Deku matures slowly over time, and we'll see as Shigaraki is more or less stuck in one place, because that's a nice parallel. But yeah, this chapter made me super happy just to see like the different ties between the different villains, and just a little bit of action, seeing a little bit more of the lockdown guy. And then ending it with Twice versus Nighteye, which is really cool because I don't know what Nighteye can do. Because when he was with All Might, obviously, like, Deku described him as kind of like this scrawny guy who could see the future, right? And I don't think he did much fighting, if I remember correctly. So I would want to see what he can actually, like, what can he do? Because obviously, you don't actually need a quirk to fight. Like, Aizawa's quirk doesn't enable him to fight. He found other ways to do that. But again, Nighteye doesn't look like the fighting type of guy, so I want to see what he does there. I don't believe he's actually by himself. There might be a few people with him, policemen or something, but I'm not entirely sure. I might have to, if my chapter would allow me to go back, I would do that, but I'm stuck. But yeah, it was a cool chapter. Don't know what else. I want to see more of Deku and Aizawa interacting. I was really, oh my god, this made me so like, when Aizawa called Deku instead of Midoriya, which he does in class, obviously, because they're supposed to use their hero names here. So it was really cool to see Aizawa call him Deku, because obviously he'd never do that in class. Midoriya, despite having promised that he'd call him Eraser, called him Sensei in this chapter, so, I mean, it's not going both ways, but I think, like, that's probably, like, when you're kind of in that sort of moment, you're like, you just say the first thing that comes to mind, it's kind of like how I presume that the Kasha and Deku thing for Bakugo and Midoriya is going on, like, they just always, oh my god, they just always decided that, okay, yeah, we call each other this, and we're gonna keep calling each other this because it just stuck. So yeah. I don't think I have much else to say. I just thought it was really cool, or really like a really great moment when Aizawa called Deku for Deku, because using his hero name and just Deku means a lot. So yeah, that was really cool. Like, I really want to see them interact more on this mission, because it's gonna be cool to see them fight. Maybe not as equals, but at least side by side, rather than having Aizawa protecting Deku, as he also did in this chapter, because while obviously Aizawa is the pro hero and Deku is still an intern, they are supposed to be fighting side by side, and this is not a situation where it's like the teachers are protecting the students like it usually is, so that's really cool. But I'm gonna stop talking now so this review won't get too long. You can leave a like if you liked anything that I have to say, leave in the comments below what you thought of this chapter, and you can subscribe if you want to see more. Until next time, bye.